Hello, everybody, and welcome to our second episode of our FarmVille2 Country Escape live with Scott and Jennilee live stream. Joining me tonight, I hope, is Jennilee. Jennilee, are you here?
I'm here, Scott.
Yay, awesome. So thanks so much for joining me tonight, Jennilee, and making the time. I know that your job last week, from what I understand anyways, was that you were spending time as a shed door inspector. And I know that looking after shed doors on the farm is super busy. So again, I'm glad that you've taken the time to join us tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
And I guess I have a couple questions as the shed door inspector. Just wondering, is there a reason why the shed door never closes on the farm? Like when you start the shed door by putting your money in it and then it ends, it always just kind of hangs open.
The latch has been broken for a long time and I don't know how to fix it.
So that's your official inspection from last week, that the latch is broken and you gotta...
That's my official
awesome.
answer. Mm-hmm.
And so then my next question, I guess, on that topic would be, why does it take... If all that's in those sheds, seem to be anyways, whenever I open them up, is shovels, why does it take 8 hours to find a shovel?
Oh, that's easy. Cheap labor. So we keep the door open. Besides the fact that the door is broken, we have the animals go in there to search for the shovels, and it takes them forever because they're animals.
And they're slow, and they need motivation sometimes.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Excellent. All right. So, how many do we have anybody in our room yet, or in our group in our live stream yet, Jennilee?
There are 6 people watching.
Yay, 6 people. So the 6 people that are here, feel free anytime to say hello through chat. Jennilee will interrupt the show and read your chat so long as it's appropriate. And and I'll be running the visual side of things. So don't be afraid, guys. We're going to have a good topic tonight later on regarding co-ops, and so that'll be awesome. And I guess with that, we are going to... Now, you know what? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I've been showing the title screen instead of my farm. There we go. All right, so we're going to run the newsreel. So here we go. And joining me high up in the sky for our crash report is Jennilee. Jennilee, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Scott.
Go ahead with the crash report from last week.
Hold on, I'm having some technical difficulties. Let me figure that out.
Take your time, Jennilee, no problem. Stuff does
Boy, it's
happen.
awfully windy up here, though.
Is it? Here, I'll send Eddie up as well. I'll send Eddie up to see you.
Maybe he can help me.
Okay, Eddie's on his way in with the plane.
Thank you. Oh, I have last week's notes. I can't find the weather for the traffic for today.
What? I gave you... We had all... Okay, that's okay. Well, for the most part, I think the crashes on the farm have been pretty mild. I know that... who got their barn all messed up last week and we had to get it fixed? Cammy, right?
Cammy, yes.
Yeah, and so Cammy, I think, is up and running again. Anyways, all right, no problem. It's all good. We'll see you back on the farm in just a few minutes.
Okay.
And Jennilee, do I have you back on the farm?
I'm back on the farm, Scott.
Yay! All right, awesome. So we're gonna go over some news. Anybody interrupting us on chat yet?
I've got some hellos from Carrie and from Treasure.
Carrie and Treasure. Treasure has joined us last week as well, so that's awesome. Hey guys, awesome that you're here with us. Okay, so we're gonna bring up some news, and I've gotten all my news off of the FarmVille2 official Facebook page from Zynga, and it's going to be little bits of information with replies from Zynga or Farmville, so I thought this was pretty cool. And we're going to bring up some news, and it's going to pop up on your screen in a second. And we have a question from Linda Shaw, who says it's very hard to get melted chocolate using maximum farmhands. It's not guaranteed, and it's not very fair. And then we have another post which is similar from Christine, who says, too much work for something temporary, permanent is easier. So she's complaining about the temporary farmhands that you get after you finish an event. Farmville replies with, thanks for sharing us your thoughts, Christine. Temporary farmhands can help you find lots of rare items, would be great to help during events, and grant permanent ones. Your feedback will also be forwarded to the team. And then finally, Christina, she writes, I will all be done soon, but these events are too hard and time-consuming for people on lower levels with few resources, who are not retired, like some of us are. I wish I could be retired. Anyways, and that can check the game several times a day. It's too much to bother. And Farmville writes back, we appreciate your feedback about the event, Christina. We suggest to check the global market or ask for co-op help. So kind of this whole event thing brings us to a question on co-ops, right?
Yes.
Because if you don't have a co-op, there's pretty much no way you can do these events.
No.
You need to clone. In fact, I didn't send a lot of people to the glade and to the areas to get the event stuff. I mostly just cloned. How about you?
Sort of, yes. Yeah. I agree with the melted chocolate. When I got to that point, I was ahead of other people in the co-op, and I wasn't yet cloning it because I didn't want to bother everyone else. And it was very hard to find the chocolate. So without the cloning, I wouldn't have been able to finish it.
I don't think it's possible to, because we needed so much of that to finish it. In fact,
absolutely.
I'm going to go to my farm real quick because I think I saved my my event. You can see that I'm on stage. I'm on the last stage. All I need to finish is 2 artsy eggs, and I've got some supplies to make my 2 artsy eggs. So I'm going to actually do that. 22 minutes from now, my event will be over, and I will have my farm hands, so we'll play that live. But I wanted to also mention, as a tip to people, when they're first doing events, if you notice, when you first start an event and you place farm hands in the glade and in the event areas, the very first time that it finishes, you will always get an event item. Have you noticed that, Jennilee?
I don't think I've paid attention to that, no.
I've paid attention, and even when you finish round 1, so let's say you finish round 1 and you begin round 2, if you send your farm hands directly to the glade or to the areas, you are guaranteed, even in the mill and the pier and the what's this one, the mine, you will always get, on the first go around of the round, you will get what you need. Like this round I got colored dye, but you will always get it. You always succeed. So when I do it, because our co-op likes to clone, I always save that first item to clone. I don't use it up. I don't start making event stuff right away.
Right. Scott, just real quick, I don't know if it's just me. I've refreshed a few times. I don't see your farm. I'm still seeing the messages.
You don't see the farm. Let me just close them off. There we are. Thank you for letting me know. We're still working out all of our kinks. Anyways, you should see my farm, and you will see my farm in a second, and you can see that I'm making 2 artsy eggs for finishing my event. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for letting me know, Jennilee.
Absolutely. I see your farm now. You're
Yay,
good.
Okay. So when if you're involved with a co-op and you first start your event or you start the next stage of your event, every place you put your farm hands, no matter how many people you have there, you will get an event item. And if you're cloning, it's important not to use that item up. It's to, then check with your co-op and say, hey, let's clone and make a few copies and then start using them up. So anyways, it's a good tip. I've noticed it. You haven't, but I think it's pretty much safe to say that I've pretty much seen that every time. Interesting, huh?
That is interesting. It's good to know.
There's always these little extra tips. Hey, I got a barn nail in my daily reward, and so that's cool. I think I can upgrade soon.
Oh, I just got the worker today, so I'm that's where I'm at.
Nice.
I know we were talking about that last week.
Yes. Okay, so the next news item. So, on the page actually, I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to load up my web browser here. You should see Firefox on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen in just a second. And on that, I'm going to go to the tab that has the Farmville2 site. So when you go to Facebook and type Farmville2, you're going to look for this little icon. That's a little brown wooded icon with Farmville2. It's the official page for Farmville2, the web version, which we don't play, and also the official page for Farmville2 Country Escape. If I click on the header bar, it'll tell us that somewhere in here anyways. Or did it go? Oh, the About button. Where is it? Oops. So it's got the Easter egg hunt here, but here's the About button. So you can see that it says official page of the Country Escape and Farmville2. So it's kind of mashed together. So half the posts are related to Farmville2 Country Escape, and the other half of the posts are related to Farmville2, which I don't play. Do you play that?
No, I don't.
No, because that would take more time, and that's just not fun. Anyways, the news that I wanted to talk about was off of this site. So off of this site, the site posted this contest, and they put count the number of Easter eggs and share your guesses to below for your chance to win free keys. And so I spent a few minutes figuring out exactly how many Easter eggs that were on the screen, which turns out to be 45, which I put my guess in as 45, as millions, not millions, maybe hundreds of other people did. Some people guessed the trees had Easter eggs, so they guessed a few more, and some guessed wrong, so I'm not really sure how you couldn't count to 45. But anyways, and then, of course, today they released the official announcement, and they said, thanks for participating, and they chose 5 people out of the whole list of people who chose 45 to give them 10 keys to. And so I was one of these 45 people that didn't get any keys, and so I wrote a comment that says, does everyone who chooses 45 get the keys, or just those few people you posted? And then a player, Marlena, she writes, just those posted. And then FarmVille2 confirms, Marlena, most of those who guessed got the answer correctly, however only 5 winners were chosen for the big hunting event. And then thank you for participating until next time. So I thought I was going to get keys, but it turns out I just got nothing.
So it's almost like a lottery.
It's like a lottery, I guess. And they have these contests from time to time. They did a Valentine's Day one. I was scrolling down the page, and I'm just going to remove these 3 pictures off the screen here now. So they do it as a lottery, but it's one more thing that you can do on that site. And the site also has tons of information. And I've really noticed that if you ask a question, FarmVille2 or somebody from Zynga will answer almost every time. Within an hour or two, there's usually a response. Not every time, but on the most part. So that's kind of interesting as well.
It's good to know.
It is good to know. So the next thing I'm going to bring up is news about the boat race. So again, on the same site, I found a post from Agatha Tan, and she is saying that she is waiting for the boat race to start and still not fixed. Help. And Farmville replies back, Agatha and Angela, because there was 2, I guess, that were asking. The boat race feature...
Before you finish reading that, I'm still seeing all the Easter egg stuff.
What?
On the screen.
Try refreshing, because I definitely don't have it up anymore.
Okay. I heard you say that you removed it. I just wasn't sure if it was just me.
Try refreshing. Is it a Windows computer you're using, or a Mac?
I have no idea what kind of computer this is.
All right. Well, I'll let you try to get back in. Anybody else on the stream, if they can confirm that they're seeing the message from Agatha as opposed to the Easter egg stuff, that would be awesome.
Okay, I refreshed. It's good to go.
Okay, good to go.
And Maribel says hi, by the way.
Maribel, so nice for you to join us. Thank you so much. If you guys have any questions about the news that I'm giving, or any other questions at all, feel free to pipe up and just post them. I wonder if Anne is here, or should I say just Anne?
No, not just
Anne. Okay, so we're wondering if Hannah's here. But anyways, let's see. Anyway, so what Agatha was saying was she's not happy that the boat races weren't working. And I'm going to go down to see my boat races and see if there's anything happening with mine. It just says coming soon. But FarmVille2 replies to Agatha and Angela that the boat race feature is still being rolled out. Please always be online and stay tuned as we release this feature to everyone. So I think that's confirmation that it's going to be released to everyone and not just certain people. I know that there is certain co-ops that actually have this feature. There's been mixed discussions on it. I'm going to wait till we get it so we can all discuss it together. But definitely is good news that we all should be getting the boat race. Do you have any friends?
Excited to see what it is.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what it is. And I've heard some feedback on it. So I'm going to close my boat race, so that screen should be gone in a few seconds for you guys. Now, do you remember last Easter? Did you play Farmville, Jennilee, last Easter?
No, I wasn't playing yet.
So, are you sure you weren't playing yet? That's only like a year ago.
Yeah, I started playing just a little while after Easter.
All right, so last Easter, and anybody else who was on the co-op or on the chat right now will remember this, there was hidden Easter eggs around the farm. And so there's a post on Farmville's site that says, no hidden Easter eggs around the farm like last year, ? And then a bunch of replies with emojis. But then Farmville replies, none at the moment. We'll share that suggestion to the team. Thanks, guys. So, and I didn't even remember that until I saw the post. But last year, you could scroll around your farm, and I'll just scroll around my farm and show you where I was talking. And I would find these little Easter eggs kind of hidden in the grass, like by the crates and things, and you'd click on them.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah, and you would get like experience points and money. And so I was like looking for it this year, because it's like, how hard would that have been done? Although maybe with all the glitches they didn't want to try adding stuff in. So for those of you who were wondering about Easter eggs, there were none this year. And I'll remove that slide off the screen in just a second. Okay, so that's pretty much it for news. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off our news picture slide. I'm going to find out a lot of slides today, so news image. So that's gone. Okay, and then I'm going to open up. So you know how we get farm mail every week, right? People wanting to request to join our co-op, right?
Right.
Let's go there now and actually see if there's anybody in the mailbox. There's usually like tons of people, but we have 6 people in the mailbox. We have.
I'm kind of excited.
Omri. I'm going to delete Omri. Larina. I'm going to delete Larina. Sorry, Larina. Happy Farmer. Well, they're gone. Barbie, although that would be fun to have Barbie on the farm. Ashley M. Sorry, Ashley. And Lynn. But you know how last time we had some funny names, right?
Right.
So I have gone through all week, and people have been sending me the funny names that have come up. So I'm going to bring up some names that have come up, and I'm not sure if we want to play this game because it could get a little R-rated, but we're going to bring these first 2 slides up. So the first 2 slides have some stars in their name, and we know that usually stars mean bad words, right? Mm-hmm. So there's 2 slides that have come up with stars in it, and if anybody wants to pose a guess to what the letters in between will be, I'm pretty sure I know the top one. Then we have the bottom 2 slides, which is Nimbot 30 12313 or something, and then Rita with a bunch of stars in the middle of her name. So those get like special mention because you could actually fill in the blanks with whatever you think you want to put there. I'm pretty sure I know the top one, but I'm not going to say it. And then we've got another one. We've got Bobby. What does that say? I can't read it. It's too small. I got to make my screen bigger. Bobby Bubblebutt. Bobby Bubblebutt. That was an interesting one.
That hasn't popped up yet for me, but
all
that's
right,
funny.
It'll pop up. And
oh, there it is.
There we go. And I got to make this bigger because I can't see what's going on. Here we go. Okay. So then I brought up another one, and this was not just my favorite name because it says Scootsy, and it's almost like Scott, but it's Scootsy. So I thought that was a cute name. And we're going to bring another one up here. Pirate Scorpio 8006. So that's kind of an interesting name. And the last one, which is like a Liz reference, is Crazy Chicken, or Chicken Crazy, has asked to join the co-op. So those were our funny names this week that we all declined, but nothing as funny as the ugly guy hater from the first week, or the most interesting.
That was my favorite.
That was my favorite too, but there is several that I popped up here that we did have, so I figured we'd chat with these people. Now, if any of these people are you guys listening and you want to join our co-op, feel free to go to our Facebook page, I Farm, You Farm, and send a request. I think anybody we bring up here, maybe we'll give special privilege to let them on, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to say whether they'll watch someday or not, but I'll shut all these images off. Okay, so speaking of the funny chicken name, because that was the last one that I brought up, Liz posted another funny thing on our farm chat this week. Did you see the little egg that she posted?
Egg? No.
Yeah. So in a second you're going to see an image come up on the screen, and she posted this to the group chat. She had a chicken lay a mini egg.
Oh, I did see a bunch of pictures of eggs, yes. But I didn't get the beginning of that.
Okay, so this is the first picture that Liz posted of the mini egg that one of her chicken laid, and I was like, that's epic, you should totally hatch that for the mini chicken, right? And so then, because it would be like a mini chicken, I don't know. So Liz was saying that it maybe doesn't have a yolk, or it might not be fertilized, or who knows what. So she cracks it open, and the next slide that you're going to see is the chicken, the insides of what that little egg contained. And the first thing I see is 2 eyes and a nose, and I'm like mortified that this is like been alive, and it's like looking at me, and I was creeped out and stuff. And you'll see that in a second. And that was probably the first picture that you saw. And then you saw a bunch of people in the co-op drawing over top of the...
Yes, I did see the drawing.
The drawing. And so then we cut it out. And so just for today, I have Liz's chicken baby mini chicken that's going to remain on our screen, maybe for a few episodes. But I popped it up on the screen there. You should see it in a second. Are you with me? Isn't that cute?
Yeah, I see it now.
So I'll leave that up on the screen, and that'll be Liz's contribution to our chat. I'm not sure if she's on chat. You haven't said anybody is on chat, so maybe there's nobody listening. How many viewers?
Maribel has said she does remember the Easter egg hunt, and she liked that feature.
It was really cool. It was really neat. And it was like nobody knew about it. People were just scrolling around their screen, and then they'd see a little Easter egg. And they'd be like, click, yay.
Aww.
That was cool. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was the prize projector. You know which one I'm talking about, right? The one that you watch videos and you get keys and stuff?
The little movie thing.
The little movie thing.
Yeah.
So, interestingly enough, I'm just going to close it for a second. Interesting enough, on my farm that I play off my computer, I have no prize projector. And I do have it on my iPhone, so, but I had a question on it that I'm hoping either you, Jennilee, knows or someone on chat knows. And I'm going to bring up the slide again because I had it up and then I closed it. So, for some reason, I can do 4 views, and then it goes to check quests for more videos and amazing prizes, get more rewards. And it's got a bonus prize that I can never get to because after 4 views, it doesn't let me watch anymore. Does this happen to you too?
It does happen to me, but what I realized is after I watched the 4 videos through the little movie screen, if you click on the book on the bottom left, the movie projector is in there as well. And if you click it there, it lets you watch the remaining 4, and then you get that prize.
So in my book, I've got a new quest, which is my chef dude. Let's go. Actually, you know what? I don't have a prize projector on this one, so I can't check it. Okay, well, that's good to know. So you're saying that you can still get that bonus reward then?
Yes, because once I do the 4 from the movie projector, it'll give me the same thing that it gave you, and then I'll close it, and then all of a sudden I'll have a little arrow that's pointing at my book. So I go to click on the book, and the movie projector's there as a task, and I click on it, and then it'll let me watch the remaining videos.
Right, because you can get some pretty cool stuff out of watching videos. You get timber and keys.
Oh, heck yes.
So yeah, that's cool. And have you ever downloaded any games that have popped up?
I think, yes, I recently downloaded the Angry Birds one because me and my daughter play that together.
I used to play Angry Birds way back when, but I've done a couple too, but I find myself just ignoring them, putting them on and setting the phone down and then coming back to collect my reward. But
that's generally what I do. Yep.
Awesome. And anyways, I had aliens show up on my farm this week, Jennilee. I'm not sure if they were aliens, but they buffed a bunch of my stuff, and I've never seen this before, and it's going to come up on your screen in a second. All of the little icons for the people to show who gave me extra wheat and wool and stuff were black. Have you ever seen this?
I'm still waiting for it to pop up.
It'll pop up in a second. They were all black. Like, normally it shows the little picture of the friendly farmer guy instead of your picture, but these ones were all black. It was really weird. I'll leave it up for a second so you can see of the friendly farmer guy. Oops. Instead of your picture, but these ones were all black. Are you hearing me? It was really weird. I'll leave it up for a second so you can see.
No, but I'm hearing the clicking.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I went to check the video and I'm hearing myself. It was really confusing. Okay, I'll stop that.
So who's the alien? Is it a person or is it just a new?
Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see
picture?
You see the black boxes now?
No, it hasn't loaded yet for me. I've just hit the refresh just in case it's on my end.
Sure. Yeah, it is. I'm not sure who it was. That's why I kind of loaded it up because it was very weird how it had the black boxes and not a picture. So
I see the black boxes now.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Maybe someone's specific picture
it could be,
was
but
messing
what
up
I did
or
was
black.
I went into the farm and I scrolled through to look to see if anybody had a black picture. It was just weird. I was like, it's aliens. That's my guess that it was.
Treasure also said regarding the videos, she says it has happened to me only once, but you have to wait until you see the quest in the book and you will be able to view the additional prize.
Ah, I see. Okay. I liked it before when you just could view it like a bunch of times and then get your projector, or get your prize rather. Awesome. So the last slide that I have, which should pop up for you in a second, is a site that you joined off of Facebook. And it's a Farmville site called Farmville2 Country Escape and TE Fun Group, right?
Yes.
And so these people that you joined, you told them about our live stream, and some of them hopefully have joined us or are here today. And I guess I'll let you kind of describe the group and what they do and who they are, because I'm not part of it.
Okay, it's an amazing group. It's leaders that are from all their different co-ops. They come on here and you add them as your friends, so then you get to see all the stuff that they post. You know how on the second tab from the bottom, you can see what all your friends are posting and everybody from your co-op. So you can see all the stuff that they post. And they are amazing. They help everybody. They're always posting things. Like you can put requests on the Facebook page. Hey, I need some of this. I need some of that. And they're constantly throwing stuff out there. And it's just unbelievable. That's how I got most of my event items.
Right.
And then I was sharing those with everyone in our co-op. I spoke to a gal named Carrie who was real sweet. And they let me in the group. And I still can't believe I'm in this amazing group. It's fantastic.
So do you have to be like a leader or an admin to join the group?
So a leader to your co-op. So they'll ask you to send like a snapshot of your co-op to show that you're on the leader part.
I see. And I've heard the terminology called raining. Is that what it's called?
That's what it took me forever to understand what raining was. So they rain items. So they'll open up. You know how you can open up additional slots on your market?
Yes.
They'll open additional slots and they'll post whatever's they have a lot of or whatever people are asking for. So if you say that you really need quartz and they decide to rain quartz, they'll fill up every single slot with quartz, and as you buy it, they continue to post it.
So they're purchasing the extra slots with keys then, right?
I can only assume because I'm still pretty new to the group, so I haven't asked those kinds of questions.
So you haven't actually bought any extra slots and rained anything then, or posted stuff?
No, not me.
So
I don't have that much space in my barn to be filling up like that.
So when they post on so when they post on 8 slots with quartz, for example, 3 in each slot, can people buy them at the same time like cloning, or is it just whoever gets to it first gets it?
I think it's kind of like cloning. From what I was seeing from some of the posts, they kind of if they're posting items that someone has requested, they'll ask you, like, if you see it, count to 20 before you purchase, so it's enough people that can get on there and open it up and grab the items that they requested.
So it still holds it then like a clone?
Absolutely. And then if I see something that looks really great, like someone's posting a bunch of cedar wood or someone's posting a lot of duck feathers, I'll go into our co-op and I'll type in there, hey, I see a lot of this, that, and the other. Anybody need? Nice. And I'll leave the screen open, just like when you're cloning, you don't close the screen. And they'll tell me, yes, I need this. So then I'll go ahead and grab it and repost it to co-op.
Nice. So it's kind of neat. And I think there's other sites that do this as well. I've heard of one called like FarmVille2 Raining or FarmVille2 Rains.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I've heard of a few, and I was asked to join one, and I just didn't. I mean, I'm so busy with everything else that one more thing to do would be more fun, or more time anyways. So that's really cool. That's awesome. So anybody who's an admin, I guess, wants to join that would be pretty neat to do. Awesome. So how many people are we having on our live stream right now, Jennilee?
Right now it says 6 people watching, but I might have to refresh again. And
is there any new questions or anything new on the chat?
Not that I saw. I just hit the refresh, but there wasn't anything before I hit it.
Awesome. So I know that last episode that we did, the first episode we did, we had people asking us about how our co-op was formed.
Yes.
So we'd like to spend the remainder of the show talking to you guys and talking to each other about our co-op, I Farm, You Farm, as well as if you guys have co-op experiences from your previous co-ops that you want to share, just go ahead and type them out, and Jennilee will interrupt me and read what you're chatting about to us. So do you want to start, or do you want me to kind of start, Jennilee?
You can go ahead and start, and I'll jump in.
So my experience coming to our co-op, I was, like I said, I've played Farmville for about 1.5 years or maybe 2 years, and I was on and off, and I was in a co-op, and it was, they didn't really help each other. There was very little chatting going on, and the helping hands were very infrequent, and that's kind of all that it was. And so you don't really want to leave a co-op because you don't know what's going to be like on the next one that you join, but I felt it was time to just move on and try a different one. So I had left my co-op, which wasn't really fulfilling anything, and I didn't even know what a good co-op would be like or could be like until I joined the one that we met each other on, which was run by an admin whose name is Gigi, right?
Yes.
And when I joined the co-op, I kind of felt like I was a little bit of an outsider, just because there was a little bit of resistance, and I had maybe fast fingers, and I was too eager, and I was ambitious, and the leader, I think there was a little bit of miscommunication, and I never felt safe. I never felt like it was I was safe there. And what was really weird was when there was a few of us core people that created our new co-op, specifically Rachel, you, Karen, the two Anns, and myself, right? That was kind of our core group, and there was a few others as well, but when we were playing together, there was always a lot of fun and a lot of laughing and a lot of jokes, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So anyways, one day, and I'm not usually I don't usually like to create drama, or I don't like to usually create problems in my co-op. But one day I was accused of being kind of greedy and selfish, and in my opinion, I was the last. That was not who I was at all. And so I had kind of rallied you guys and the other members to kind of put a little bit of a defense in my defense, to say some things in my defense. And I thought for sure I was going to get kicked out of the co-op. And it was just all a misunderstanding of what some people said, that some people took something the wrong way. Anyways, it was a big misunderstanding. And it led to the leader not backing down on their belief of how I was or what they saw when I played. And so at that point, you got really upset, right? You thought this was unfair and this was stressing you out, and you had enough, right?
Absolutely. I was very worn out by it, because the game's supposed to be fun. So when you see people just being so negative and upset about a game when it should be fun,
exactly.
I couldn't keep my mouth shut.
Exactly. And so what had happened was I was freaking out, because the whole time this was going down, I was trying to make peace, and I was saying, listen, we can work through this. This is just, let's move past it and let's continue. And there wasn't any, it didn't work. And so I was pretty much waiting for me to be ejected from the co-op. And the real unfortunate thing was none of us in our co-op had a Facebook page, right? We were all just random strangers on our farm that would log in, and we'd know each other's names, right?
Right.
And so there was no chance of us finding each other or reforming if one of us were to leave. So, and I know that you and Karen, she doesn't play a lot anymore, but she used to play a lot with us, and she has a very small baby as well, and you guys really bonded over that baby, or the babies, right? Because you had a small baby and she did.
With being awake all night with like midnight feedings and 2 a.m. feedings, we were constantly on talking to each other.
Right. And so what happened is you got fed up at what was going on in the co-op, and you decided to just leave. And so, yes. so all of a sudden, it says on my screen that Jennilee is gone. And Karen is like, WTF, what just happened, right? And I was like, nobody else quit, nobody else leave, because we needed to figure out how we could create a Facebook page, or how to create contact with people. And you were like gone, and it was like, what? WTF? Where did she go? And Karen was freaking out, and everybody else was scared to talk on chat for fear that they would be demoted or ejected or whatever, right?
Right.
And so Karen PMs me. I think what happened was Karen PM'd me to message her on Facebook. And so we shared each other's Facebook information or contact information and messaged each other. And Karen was like so upset. She started looking for you on all sorts of, we knew you were from Texas, or from some town in Texas. I don't know which town it was. I can't remember. But she was literally going to Facebook, and she was typing in Jennilee from Texas, and she was spending hours scrolling through pictures and profile pictures trying to find you.
And this is why I love Karen.
It was funny. It wasn't funny. I mean, I didn't have the time to look as much as she did, but of course I was like concerned, because I knew that someone out there had been affected from my situation, and that I would potentially never talk to them again to clear up the situation, or to, you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of a closed book that shouldn't have been closed like that, right?
I felt so similar to you guys when I got off, because I didn't want I come on there for fun. I wasn't on there for the drama, so I had gotten off of there, and immediately I regretted, because like you said, we didn't have each other's contact information, and I thought, I have spent the last several months playing with these people that I just adore, and now I'm never going to find them again.
So then it was about a week that went by, and during this week that went by, I was really concerned that I was going to be ejected because she had basically put down the law, and she said, listen, this is my co-op, we're doing what I want, and Scott, you can stay as long as you want, as long as you're not making trouble. And so I was freaking out. And so at that point, what I had done was I had created the Facebook group, I Farm, You Farm, and I hadn't had any members yet. And Karen had asked me if I wanted to start a co-op with Karen and then rebuild it. And I said, that's a great idea. And let's see if we can get people that are on our group who are on side with us or who like to play with us to this page so that we don't have the possibility of getting ejected without knowing where people are. So I started the page and Karen joined, and then right away I was posting that whole week in the group chat about I Farm, You Farm, come join me, just so we have a place to talk. And I invited everybody in the co-op to come, including the old leader, so that we would have a page to maintain contact. And it was very shortly after I had made the page, and we had gotten almost everybody who was on the old co-op that wanted to kind of remain in touch with us were on the page, and I was really happy about that. The last one who was to join us, to actually physically leave the old co-op, was Rachel, I think, and Rita as well. And Rita was my spy, and she would, because I was ejected at that point. I got kicked out about a week after you had left voluntarily, and at that point I still had all these now contacts in the old group that I was messaging and telling them to get messages to the other people that were in there. So it was kind of underhanded on my part because I wanted to play with the same people, and so we managed to get our group together and get all these people that we love playing with together, and we formed this new co-op. And there was some people that didn't want to leave. Like I know Dora did not want to leave Gigi, and I know that Rachel had issues leaving her as well. But I guess because it wasn't fair and everybody else had left, they came over, and a lot of them wanted to say goodbye to our old leader, and that's why they hung around for a while and just said goodbye, and it was fun playing. And I know that I've checked on her farm recently, and she's got tons of people again, so I think their co-op is still pretty healthy, which is good.
That is good.
It is good. So now back to the story about how you were found, because that's like really interesting. I think so anyways. So Karen has been spending the whole week looking for you for your picture of two little kids, because at that point your icon was two little kids, and that's all we had to go with. We didn't have any other picture. There was no Facebook profiles. We didn't know your name. We just knew your icon was these two little kids. So she spent days and hours looking for these two little kids. So I figured, well, I wonder if Jennilee was part of any of the Facebook groups. So I joined the biggest one, the one that has 18,500 or 600 members, FarmVille2 Facebook something or other. And I was kind of looking through there at the members. I was actually scrolling through looking for these two little kids, and I couldn't find anything. And then I figured, let's check the chat on starting a new co-op. And you had made a post, right?
Yes.
You had made a post saying, I want to start a new co-op. I'm looking for, having no drama and fun. And all I seen was these two little kids and your name, Jennifer or Jennilee. I can't remember what you had on there. If it was Jennilee or if it was Jennifer. I'm not sure. But then I wasn't totally sure it was you. So I pop open this chat box and I'm like, Jennilee? ?
And it popped up on my phone, and I absolutely freaked out because the Scott, who I didn't know his last name, had found me.
Yeah, it was so freaky. And so I felt like I had so much power, because once we kind of like, OMG, I can't believe it, OMG, shouldn't have left, OMG, all that stuff, right? I think, yeah, it was nuts. And then I'm like, Karen is not going to believe this, right? And I was like, I have so much power, because at that point I hadn't shared with you Karen's name yet, and I hadn't shared with Karen that I had found you yet, right? And so I felt like really good for like the next like half an hour until I informed Karen of what was going on. And then it was just a huge reunion. Remember that?
Yes, I was so excited.
Everybody was freaking out. It was just kind of the end to a perfect ending to getting all of the group of people together again. So it was an amazing story, an amazing experience. And then I'm not sure if there's been any chat on the chat group. Are we still at 6 people?
7 watching.
Yay, 7 watching. We gained somebody. If you guys have any
and
questions.
Treasures shared some of her experience. She said, my previous co-op was not sociable at all. Everyone didn't want to help each other. It was like everyone was for themselves, I didn't like it at all, so that's why I left. And I responded saying it's more fun when folks are social, and our co-op feels more like a family.
It does, and people share, like we talked about on the last episode, people share stuff when they have exams, like Treasure when she does good on an exam, or about their kids, like if someone's kids are sick and they need prayer. I mean, it's just such a nice group of people that can talk to each other about their situations in some instances, and then we can support each other. So it's really cool.
And then every once in a while you get a random request to start a video chat, and I've already told them next time they do that, I'm going to answer.
You mean on the phone, right?
On the messenger, yeah.
Karen's baby did that when I was in the pharmacy. And I answered, and it was me and Treasure, I think. I think that was the 2 days after Treasure had joined. And so Treasure and I were video chatting, or we were talking, we're like, what's going on? And Karen was gone. It was like done, right? But yeah, I know I've pocket messaged people before too, by mistake, because they're in that big group chat. So I think one day we're gonna do it on the live stream. We'll just do our whole co-op and just click video chat everybody and see what happens.
I'd love that. That'd be awesome.
It would be funny. So anyways, after our co-op was made, we had about 20 of us or 18 or 19 of us were brought over from the old co-op. And then we started adding people like Treasure and everybody who's there currently now. But instead of me being the ruler of the co-op, we kind of made it a little different, right?
Yes, I love how we have it set up.
So what we did was we started off by asking the 18 or 20 of us that were there what was important to them, how they wanted to play, and what they didn't want. And nobody wanted drama. That was like kind of the number one thing, right?
Right.
And so we started doing polls, and this was like a long process. This took like a month to do, but we started doing polls asking people for what their opinion was, and we basically had voting on certain rules. So we would come up with the rules, and if the majority of the people agreed to it, we would make it a rule, right?
Right.
And the beautiful thing about our co-op is that because there's no one leader who's got the say, everybody's protected by everybody else. Which means, let's say, for example, Treasure, who we love, was to upset you, and you were to say to me, we need to get rid of Treasure. And I would be, okay, but as per our rules, we need to have 70% of the people want Treasure gone, right? And then there would need to be some sort of a majority vote to vote an individual person out. So it's not just one person who can say, listen, this person's not helping, or they're not doing their job, or they're disagreeing with me. It's everybody deciding on the fate of everybody else. And so, if we want to make a rule change, if we want to say, for example, focus on Marie board 100%, and if you don't get 60 orders, you're out. Well, then we have to have 70% of our co-op agree to that rule.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fantastic. So we've made rules. Maybe sometime I'll bring up the rule page on our stream, but for now it's probably too much boredom to read through verbatim. But every rule we made, or every rule change we've done it as a group with nobody having any equal power or less power. And ultimately, I think I'm the holder of the master power, but I've made it very clear that I'm not. It's everybody's co-op. It's not my co-op. It's not my Facebook page. It's our Facebook page and our co-op. So that's kind of...
and you make sure that everybody feels important. Everyone's got their voice, and I think you can't have it any better than that. We all really enjoy it that way.
Well, I do.
By the way, Angela says hi.
Hey, Angela. Angela's our newest member, and I apologize to Angela because Angela was on the last stream for pretty much the whole time, and I thought Angela was just a random internet person, but it turns out Angela's in our co-op. At least I think this is the Angela that's in our co-op. So I'm sorry, Angela. I didn't mean to not pretend to know you, but welcome today again.
There's no picture, otherwise I would concur or non-concur. But sure, I believe it's our Angela.
I believe it's our Angela, yeah. She's the latest one to join. And, when we first started as a whole group of us 18 people, I did spend, to be honest, a lot more time individually talking to everybody. People would tell me stuff in chat as well as on the farm, and it was got a little uncomfortable for me. So the new people who have joined, I kind of don't do that as much as I did before. People said some really, not personal stuff, but told me their life story and asked me for my prayers and that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of shocking information about the members of some of our co-op that, it was great that you told me, and I'm really glad I was able to help with your situation and talk to you. But I've kind of scaled that back. I still love everybody, but I'm not, I don't want to get into everybody's lives. I want to be there as a friend and stuff, but that's kind of where I want to end it. And I know it got really involved at certain points with certain people.
Because you get so incredibly emotionally invested, and then with the amount of people that we are, that's a lot of extra weight on your shoulders.
That's true. And trying to help everybody and listen to everybody, it takes a lot of time. And it's not something that it's not something I tried to do. It just kind of happened, right? So people would be chatting in farm chat, and then somebody would say something, and I would be like PMing them saying, "Are you okay?" And they'd be like, "No, this is what's going on." And I'd be like, "OMG!" And of course, you can't not chat with it about it. And so you would talk to people about things, and there's a lot of heartache, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of stuff, and so for the most part, the conversations that we had with all of these people, it mostly went to prayer. That's where kind of it was. I know that we had a prayer group, kind of people were bringing us concerns and we were praying for them. It was kind of cool. It was very cool, and it still goes on, but it's not like it was, and I think it was a little too personal for me anyways. So for the new people like Kate and Lori and all the new people who I haven't been PMing, that's not because I don't want to. It's just because, I don't know, 45 people to kind of be a listener to is a little much, right?
Absolutely.
And it's really cool that there's people in our co-op that know each other. Like, for example, you and your sister and your mother are all on our co-op, right? And so you have the people that can support you. Treasure has her sister Nikki in the co-op, right? Julie and Janin, they're both school teachers in the same town. Janin doesn't play so much anymore, but that's where they came from. I know Kate and Lori both came as one, right? We gained them at the same time. So I think there's friends of friends now that have their own special bonds and their own special people.
And Dora and Pam too. They're cousins, right?
Yeah, Dora and Pam are cousins. So it's really good that there's groups of people that click in our co-op. Like, I know that Dace likes to play with certain people, and I know Jinx is on playing with certain people, and they banter with each other, and that's awesome, right? Like, it's cool that they have their group of peers or cliques or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's neat. Yes, so I've done a lot of talking. Oof, I need a drink.
Oh, Liz just said she made it. She made it.
Well, let's ask Liz if she sees her baby chicken on the screen.
Do you see it, Liz?
And
there. Angela said it's okay that you weren't sure on the last episode.
Okay, I knew it was, and so we've added so many people in our co-op in the last 2 or 3 months, right? I mean, we were basically just went crazy and added everybody who wanted to join.
Well, because when we first started out, we were setting up the rules and getting everything set up, and then once we did that, we decided, all right,
bring it on, right?
Let's let them in.
Which is cool, right? And it's worked. And we're getting such a crazy amount of mail. Like, I just cleaned the mailbox. Let's go check if there's any more mail. I bet you there is.
It comes in like crazy.
We have 3 more. We have Alexis, who I've denied. We have Ada Marie, who I've just denied, and we have LWK Farms has asked to join our co-op. And we can't turn off the level. Like, all these people are mostly 10 and 11. As soon as they get to the level they can join a co-op, they're sending us requests, and we can't actually turn it off to, like, there's a minimum level button, but oops, that's not what I wanted to do. My co-op, you need to there's on the settings, you need to, I can't scroll this minimum level. It does nothing unless you click anyone can join, and then you can slide this slider. But so anybody level 11 can send us a request, and we get it in our mailbox. There's one new one already. Mama Llama wants to join. Level 17 denied. It's crazy. We get so many now. I think it's because we're almost full. We're at 46 out of 50. So people look at our co-op, and they're like 46 out of 50, 1,942 little symbol thingies, co-op achievements, and 250 helping hands for the week. They see that.
Well, we had 47. I kicked Leslie off a couple days ago.
Oh, you mean sister you.
I know, but she said that she found the game way too distracting. She just started more classes, and she was focusing more on the farm than her homework.
And I've heard that it can be super distracting, and I know I've been distracted at certain times. Hey, I think my event is finished. Yes. So live on... Sorry, go ahead.
No, she just told me she had to force herself to quit cold turkey. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it can be a little bit of an addiction. So it looks like my last eggs are ready. I have my artsy eggs are finished. So I'm going to click on my artsy eggs and gonna play the little sequence from the bunny. Hey, they're jumping, they're dancing. I wonder if there's sound effects. They're all freaking out that I've finished the event. Oh, they disappeared. They vanished into thin air. And I've got my egg. So it's Eggward. He'll stick around for 30 days and a blue ribbon. So you have Eggward, right?
I do.
I'm claiming him. Yes. So you know what else? I just saw something on the screen that I wanted to talk about. Okay, I got Eggward. Where was it? What was I going to talk about? I don't remember what I was going to talk about anymore. Oh, do you have new missions? Oh, I completed it. Yay. Anyway, so that was live on the live stream, finishing the event. And if it wasn't the help from all of our wonderful co-op people, there's no way that I could have finished that event. The cloning that you need to do it is pretty much necessary, and you could tell by the people that having problems finding things definitely works. Is there any other co-op stories on chat?
Co-op? No, there's no other. Liz did say though that she does see the egg.
Yeah, it was funny. It was creepy, but it was funny. So many funny stories. Let's ask for a helping hand. See if I get one. Looks like Christina and Liz and Angela all have messages on the, not messages, but chat, recent chat. They've all been playing recently. Cool. So we have a few minutes left before 9 o'clock. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about, Jennilee?
No, but I did think of something traffic related. I don't know why my traffic report didn't pull up, but there was a gal named Janine that messaged me yesterday, and she said that every time she goes to the tent and she clicks on the Make It Rain pin,
right,
she activates it using her sand dollars, and then it takes the sand dollars and then it doesn't work.
Weird.
It's not working. And she said she's done it a few times now, and now she's really upset because she's not, she's using all these sand dollars, they're gone. So I just suggested for her to write to Zynga. I don't know if anyone else has been having that issue.
Yeah, since I don't spend my sand dollars, I wouldn't have that issue myself, but definitely to send a ticket to Zynga would be the best thing to do.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. Oh, Treasure asked if you can share your Phase 5 items.
Share my Phase 5 items? I can, because I have stuff left over, so I'll go put them in the market right now. Like my colored dye? Is that what she means?
Do you need colored dye, Treasure?
Treasure, you're getting it. She's getting colored dye whether she needs it or not. Colored dye and... what else is there? It's all alphabetical. Did you know Sculptor's Kits? Did you know that it was alphabetical? You did, right?
I did.
Because I didn't know that at first, and I was searching for stuff. Sometimes I would spend hours looking for things, and then like finally find out it's alphabetical.
We had someone join the co-op. I can't remember who it was. It was one of the females that we have during the last event, and we were trying to clone, and he could never find the items in his barn, and I think it's like you were saying, alphabetical, so he was looking for something specific, but some things will have two names. So like right there you're looking at button, it's copper button, not
right.
B. So I think he was looking in the wrong spot.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not sure why and where it clicked in for me that it was alphabetical, but I would sometimes spend just the whole time just scrolling through looking for the right picture or the right thing, right, instead of just reading them. But
it took me quite a while to realize that things that were in your silo were not taking space in your barn. So when your barn gets full, you start emptying stuff, and I
right.
thought, oh, well, I can get rid of my milk. I don't need my milk. And then, oh, the spacing hasn't changed. What the heck?
Exactly.
That one took me a while.
Yeah, that's true. I've noticed that too. And some people, like one time I was cloning wool, And someone said, I can't clone wool, I have no space in my barn. And I'm like, you don't need space in your barn to clone wool. And they're like, oh yeah, right, silo. That goes in the silo. Wool goes in the silo. But totally agree. I wish I could remember what I was going to talk about. There was something I was going to talk about, but now I can't remember.
You were looking on your farm and something reminded you.
I know, but you know how my mind works, Jennilee, right?
Yes.
I can be talking about something and then something else pops up. I may as well claim my rainbow. And I noticed that there's this little, like, you know how I'm trying to click on that star? There it is. I got it. So I know you'll see it in a second, but you actually have a few seconds to click on the star. But it's this tiny little star that pops up and you get 100 experience points to click on it. I got it this time. Yay me.
For me, you're still scrolling through your market.
It'll catch up. So, since we have a few minutes left, I'm going to minimize my Firefox browser, and it'll bring up our how to find us. So, if you guys want to have us chat about a certain subject on our show, we do have a few ways you can find us. You can find us off of our Facebook page, which is the FarmVille2 CE live stream. If you search that in Facebook, you'll get to our Facebook page. Ask for an invite. You can we'll let you in. You can ask us there. You can send us an email at scottandjennilee@gmail.com. And to find us on YouTube, you just type in Let's Play Farmville 2 Country Escape on that. And I just wanted to do a little teaser for next week. I have a surprise to share with everybody. So that's going to be fun. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag though.
But no, you can't do that. That's not fair.
Well,
what's the surprise?
It involves another YouTube video that I'm making. It's a funny video about Farmville, and I will not make it live until the next live stream, but I'll post pictures of the making of the video on our next show, and then I'll post the video at the end of it. So it's just a funny video that I've made about Farmville. And it was kind of suggested on the last show, but it wasn't really suggested. So I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. I won't even let you know, but hopefully it's going to be funny. I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but it's something in real life that I'm doing related to Farmville.
I'm intrigued.
Exactly. Any other questions in chat? I should probably check the chat. I know the last time I did that, it started playing the stream and I was freaking out.
Treasure did say she needs the color dye.
Okay, well, I have a few more to post, so that's good.
I think that's all I see.
And we have 6 people watching, so that's still cool. That's fantastic. And who has been with us the whole show? Probably Treasure, right?
I would guess so, yes.
I don't think Treasure's missed an episode of my live streams, which is cool.
It's because she loves us.
That's true. We love Treasure, though, too.
Yes.
So that is cool. Yeah, I see that there's 6 people still watching. Oh, somebody said something. Oh no, that was, I don't know. I think I'm playing.
Oh, Angela says she's been here the whole time too.
Yay, Angela! Awesome.
Aww.
And I think she was here for most of the show last time too.
I think so too. Yes.
So that was cool. Anyways, it's basically 9 o'clock, Jennilee. So I think we will end it this evening, and we will prepare for next
Maribel
week.
says she's been here too the whole time.
Maribel, thank you for joining us. I don't think Maribel was with us last week, right?
I don't think so.
So while we have a couple minutes left, Maribel, did you...
Where are you from?
Yeah, where are you from? And were you a subscriber on our channel? Did you notice, Jennilee, we gained about 20 subscribers over last week?
I hadn't looked yet, but I was just wondering that this morning.
So that was cool. We joined, and we've actually been getting 1 or 2 subscribers every day.
That's fantastic.
Actually, we just have another one. Vic, is just subscribed to us too. So that's cool. Just today, 9 minutes ago. Yes. Hopefully it was to our Farmville channel and not my other boring Corel Draw video tutorial channel. But I'm pretty sure it was Farmville. Oh, it was Farmville. Maybe. Anyways, cool. So any other questions before we close off?
I don't see anything. I do, however, hear a screaming baby in the background. I hope you haven't been able to hear her.
I have not heard any screaming babies. So with that, I will say
wait, Maribel said she missed last week's live stream, and Liz is saying goodnight.
Awesome. Thank you for coming, Maribel. We hope that you can be with us next week. And as well as all of our listeners, thank you so much for spending time with Jennilee and I. We appreciate you guys here to ask us questions and to spend time with us. And we do this for you guys as much as we do this for us, just because we like chatting with Farmville people. And I've been having a lot of fun researching, getting all the stories and doing all the funny stuff. And I really appreciate Jennilee for reading all of the chats and kind of helping out that way as well, so I don't have to talk the entire time. Anyways, do you have any final words, Jennilee?
No. Happy farming.
Happy farming. We didn't do our weather or not. We didn't do our weather report, but we'll do it next time. We'll do a double long weather report next time. Anyways,
Sounds good.
All right. So everybody, take care. God bless, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.